Let me make this crystal clear. You're wasting your time. Every second you spend thinking about her, every ounce of energy you pour into someone who doesn't care is a second and an ounce stolen from your greatness. You're sitting here, stuck in your emotions like some weak-minded fool, when you should be out there building, grinding, and stacking victories. She walked away? Good. She doesn't respond? Even better. She was never yours, just your turn. And now that turn is over. Stop acting like she's the prize when the real prize is the man you're supposed to become. You want the truth? She's not losing sleep over you. She's not sitting around wondering if she made a mistake. She's moved on. And if she hasn't, she will the second something better comes along. And yet here you are, stuck in the past like some lovesick loser. Pathetic. Real men don't beg. Real men don't chase. Real men replace. You think she's irreplaceable? That's your first mistake. There are millions of women out there, and the moment you level up, the moment you become the kind of man who commands respect, you'll have your pick. But right now, you're nothing but an option to her. If you're even that, weakness disgusts me, and right now, you're drenched in it. You're letting a woman who doesn't give a damn about you control your emotions, your focus, your peace. That's not love, that's slavery. You're a slave to your feelings, and she's the one holding the leash. Break the chain, delete her number, block her everywhere, erase her from your mind like she never existed. The faster you do it, the faster you'll realize how insignificant she really was. You think she's special? She's not. She's just another woman who failed to see your value, and that's her loss, not yours. Your mission is the only thing that matters. Money, power, respect. These are the things that last. Women come and go, but your legacy? That's forever. The moment you put a woman before your purpose is the moment you lose everything. She should be a bonus to your life, not the focus of it. If she's not helping you win, she's in the way, and anything in your way needs to be removed. No hesitation, no regrets. You think you'll never find someone like her again? Good. You shouldn't want to. You should want better. And the only way you'll get better is by becoming better. Stop lying to yourself. Stop pretending she's worth another thought. She had her chance, and she blew it. Now it's time to make her regret it. Not by begging, not by crying, but by winning so hard that the next time she hears your name, it's attached to success she can't touch. Hit the gym until your body is a weapon. Stack your money until your bank account is a fortress. Build your empire until your name carries weight. And when she comes crawling back, because they always do, you won't even remember why you cared in the first place. She is not worth it. Never was. Never will be. The only thing that's worth it is the man you're about to become, the foundation of everything you will ever achieve in life rests on one non-negotiable principle. You must value yourself first. This isn't some weak self-help mantra, but the brutal truth that separates winners from losers. Most men fail because they seek validation from external sources, women approval, social status, or material possessions. They build their entire sense of worth on unstable ground that crumbles the moment those things disappear. A man who doesn't value himself inherently will always be at the mercy of others' opinions. He will bend, break, and compromise just to feel temporary acceptance. That's not living. That's slavery. Real power comes from an unshakable internal valuation that no outside force can diminish. Valuing yourself starts with understanding your time is your most precious asset. Every minute wasted on people who don't respect you is stolen from your potential. Weak men give away their time freely, chasing affection from those who see them as disposable. Strong men guard their time like billionaires guard their vaults because they recognize its irreplaceable nature. When you truly value yourself, you become ruthless with what deserves your attention. You stop explaining yourself to those who won't listen. You stop begging for basic decency from those who enjoy withholding it. Your calendar reflects your priorities, and your priorities must always align with your ultimate vision. Physical self-value manifests in how you treat your body. A man who values himself doesn't poison himself with garbage food or neglect his physical capabilities. He trains not for vanity, but because he respects the machine that carries him through life. Your body is the vehicle for all your ambitions. Treat it like a high-performance engine, not a trash bin. Weakness in the physical realm breeds weakness in the mental realm. The discipline required to maintain peak condition translates directly to every other area of life. When you look in the mirror, you should see someone worthy of respect, not some soft, undisciplined loser who can't control his own appetites. Financial self-value separates the men from the boys. A man who truly values himself builds multiple streams of income, not because he's greedy, but because he refuses to be dependent on any single source. Money is freedom, and freedom is power. You demonstrate self-respect through financial discipline, investing in assets, not liabilities, living below your means, and stacking wealth silently. Broke men have no leverage in any negotiation, whether in business or relationships. When you value yourself financially, you remove the desperation that makes weak men compromise their principles for short-term gains. Money talks, but wealth whispers. Build yours accordingly. Emotional self-value means mastering your reactions. Most men are puppets to their emotions, swinging wildly based on external events they can't control. A man who values himself maintains emotional equilibrium regardless of circumstances. He doesn't beg for attention or lose his composure when tested. His peace isn't for sale to the highest bidder. This level of control comes from deep self-respect, knowing that no temporary situation defines your worth. Emotional discipline is the ultimate display of strength because it proves you're governed by purpose, not impulses. When you value yourself emotionally, you become untouchable to manipulation, and mind games. Social self-value requires cutting off anyone who diminishes your light. Most people keep toxic relationships out of fear of loneliness, but a high-value man would rather stand alone than with those who drain him. Your circle should reflect your aspirations, not your past. Every interaction either lifts you up or weighs you down. There's no neutral. When you truly value yourself, you become magnetic to other high-value individuals while repelling energy vampires. This isn't about arrogance, but about recognizing that your environment shapes your destiny. You can't fly with eagles if you're scratching in the dirt with chickens. The ultimate test of self-value is what you tolerate. A man who values himself has zero tolerance for disrespect, disloyalty, or wasted potential. He doesn't make excuses for poor treatment or stick around hoping people will change. He walks away from anything that doesn't serve his growth because he knows his worth isn't determined by others' opinions. This unshakable self-assurance becomes your superpower in every area of life. When you stop negotiating with your standards, the world stops testing them. Value yourself first and watch everything else fall into place around that iron. Principle: the moment you place a woman before your mission is the moment you lose everything. Weak men make this fatal error daily. They abandon their goals, chase affection, and wonder why they end up broken. A high-value man understands that women are meant to complement his life, not become it. Your purpose, your grind, your empire. These are the non-negotiables that demand your full attention. When you shift your focus from building to begging, you've already lost. She might provide temporary comfort, but lasting success comes from relentless focus on what truly matters. The world's most powerful men didn't get there by obsessing over relationships. They got there by being obsessed with winning. Every second spent worrying about her mood, her texts, or her approval is a second stolen from your destiny. Time is your most valuable asset, and she's burning through yours like it's worthless. While you're stuck analyzing her mixed signals, your competition is out there making moves. While you're waiting for her to reply, your rivals are closing deals. The harsh truth? She doesn't care about your potential. She cares about what you can provide right now. But your potential is everything, and it requires undivided attention to unlock. Distractions cost more than money. They cost legacy. The choice is simple: temporary attention or permanent success. Physical distractions are obvious, but emotional distractions are deadly. She might not be physically present, but if she's living rent-free in your mind, she's still controlling you. A distracted man makes mistakes in business, in investments, in critical decisions. Your mental clarity is your greatest weapon, and she's clouding yours with unnecessary drama. Strong men compartmentalize. They handle their responsibilities first and entertain relationships only after the work is done. Your mission doesn't care about your feelings. It demands action regardless of your emotional state. The ability to focus despite temptation separates champions from losers. Financial distractions compound faster than interest. Money spent impressing her could have been invested in your future. Opportunities missed because you were too busy chasing tail can never be regained. Wealthy men understand that every dollar and every hour must serve the bigger picture. Broke men prioritize pleasure over progress, then wonder why they stay stuck. Your bank account reflects your priorities. If it's not growing, neither are you. Women naturally gravitate towards success, but you can't build success while distracted by temporary validation. Financial freedom comes from saying no to distractions and yes to delayed gratification. Social distractions masquerade as connections. Weak men surround themselves with people who enable their distractions instead of challenging their growth. Your circle should amplify your focus, not dilute it. Every person in your life either pushes you toward your goals or pulls you away. There's no middle ground. High performers eliminate energy vampires who thrive on drama and distraction. When you're building something great, you can't afford to be dragged into meaningless conflicts or trivial pursuits. Your environment must be engineered for success, which means removing anything that doesn't contribute to your mission. Energy distractions drain more than time. They drain your life force. The mental exhaustion from unnecessary relationship drama could have powered breakthroughs in your career. Strong men protect their energy like their life depends on it, because it does. Every ounce of focus wasted on her nonsense is an ounce missing from your hustle. Peak performance requires peak energy management. You can't pour from an empty cup. The most successful men aren't necessarily the smartest. They're the ones who best conserve and direct their energy toward what matters. Distractions are energy leaks. Plug them or stay weak. The ultimate test of discipline is walking away from distractions without looking back. She'll try to reel you in with attention withdrawals and emotional manipulation. Don't fall for it. Your future self will thank you for every moment you chose your mission over momentary pleasure. Legacy isn't built by men who chase women. It's built by men too focused to notice who's chasing them. When you stop making her a priority, she'll either step up or step aside. Either way, you win. The choice is yours. Remain distracted and average or stay focused and become legendary. The path is clear. Now walk it. The cold reality you need to accept right now is that every moment you spend thinking about her, every ounce of energy you waste wondering, what if? Every second you dedicate to someone who clearly doesn't value you is actively stealing from your future. She's not just some innocent bystander in your life. She's an energy vampire sucking your potential dry while giving nothing of real value in return. The proof is undeniable when you're honest with yourself. How many opportunities have you missed because you were distracted by her? How many workouts have you skipped? How many business ideas have you neglected? How much money have you failed to earn because your mind was clouded with thoughts of someone who wouldn't do the same for you? These aren't rhetorical questions. They're the accounting of your weakness, the balance sheet of your misplaced priorities. The numbers don't lie. And neither does that sinking feeling in your gut when you realize how much you've sacrificed for someone who wouldn't cross the street for you. This ends today. Not tomorrow, not after one last text. Right now. The moment you finish reading these words is the moment you take back control. No more negotiations with your self-respect. No more compromises with your standards. No more excuses for someone who has shown you exactly who she is through her actions. The weak man reads this and thinks, but maybe, while the strong man is already deleting contacts, blocking numbers, and redirecting his focus to what actually matters. Which one are you? The answer determines everything about your future. Your transformation begins with brutal honesty about what she truly represents in your life. A distraction from your greatness. An obstacle to your success. A test of your discipline that you've been failing. Every time you've checked your phone hoping for a message. Every night you've spent overanalyzing her words. Every compromise you have made to keep her interested. These are all symptoms of the same disease. Valuing someone more than you value yourself. The cure isn't complicated, but it requires surgical precision. Cut her out completely. No staying friends, no checking in, no orbiting her life hoping for scraps of attention. Complete removal. Total focus on your mission. Anything less is self-sabotage disguised as sentimentality. Real winners don't keep backup options or safety nets when it comes to their standards. They burn the bridges to mediocrity and force themselves to move forward or drown. This is your moment of truth where you decide once and for all whether you're serious about your potential or content to remain another forgettable guy who let a woman derail his destiny. History remembers kings, not court jesters. Which will you be? The most powerful realization you can have right now is that she needs you more than you need her. Not for your attention, not for your validation, but for what your absence will force her to confront about herself. Women don't remember the guys who begged. They remember the ones who walked away without looking back. Your power isn't in chasing. It's in becoming so focused on your purpose that her absence becomes irrelevant. Imagine 6 months from now when you've rebuilt your body, stacked serious money, and leveled up your life in every way. She'll hear about it through mutual friends or see it on social media, and that's when the regret will hit. Not because you want her to suffer, but because the natural consequence of self-improvement is making people question why they ever let you go. This isn't about revenge, it's about justice. The justice of you finally receiving what you've always deserved by becoming the man who can't be ignored. The justice of your success speaking so loudly that your past struggles become inspirational rather than pathetic. The justice of looking in the mirror and seeing someone you're proud of rather than someone you've been apologizing for. This transformation is waiting for you, but it requires leaving who you were behind, including your attachment to someone who was never worthy of you in the first place. The mechanics of moving on are simple but require military discipline. First, eliminate all points of contact, block numbers, delete photos, remove memories. Second, redirect all that pent-up energy into physical transformation. The gym becomes your new therapist. Third, attack your financial goals with the urgency of a man who knows his worth. Fourth, rebuild your mindset through disciplined study of philosophy, success literature, and mental toughness training. Fifth, expand your social circle to include only those who match your new frequency. Sixth, develop such an unshakable routine that you don't have time to dwell on the past. Seventh, and most importantly, measure your progress in weeks and months, not days. Real change comes from consistency, not emotion. The weak man tries to get over her through distraction. The strong man becomes someone she could never deserve through relentless self-improvement. Which path you choose determines not just your love life, but your entire future. There are no shortcuts, no magic phrases, no secret techniques, just daily discipline applied with the understanding that every small victory compounds into total transformation. The question isn't whether this works, it's whether you have the strength to follow through. What most men fail to understand is that their obsession isn't really about her. It's about their own lack of direction. When you have no mission, women become the mission by default. This is why weak men fall apart over relationships while strong men barely notice them. Not because they're heartless, but because they're too focused on building empires to be derailed by temporary emotions. Your task now isn't to get over her, but to become so consumed with purpose that the idea of pining over any woman seems ridiculous. The military doesn't send soldiers into war worrying about their ex-girlfriends. They train them to be warriors first, everything else second. You need to adopt the same mentality toward your life. Your war is against mediocrity, against weakness, against the version of yourself that accepted less than you deserved. She's irrelevant to this battle except as a lesson in what happens when you lose focus. The moment you stop seeing this as losing her and start seeing it as finding yourself is the moment everything changes. Pain is temporary, but the man you become through overcoming it lasts forever. That's the trade on the table. Short-term discomfort for permanent power. Take the deal. The final stage of your evolution requires understanding the bigger picture. This was never about her and everything about you. The universe removed her from your life not to punish you, but to protect you from settling, from distraction, from wasting your potential on someone who couldn't appreciate it. One day you'll look back on this moment as the turning point where you finally got serious about your life. Not because she was special, but because losing her forced you to find yourself. That's the hidden gift in all this pain, the awakening of your true potential. Most men never receive this wake-up call, which is why most men live and die average. You've been given a choice wrapped in hardship: stay stuck in the past or use this pain as fuel for a future so bright it blinds anyone who doubted you. The decision seems obvious when framed this way, yet millions choose weakness every day. Don't be one of them. Your legacy is waiting, but it won't wait forever. The clock is ticking. What will you do with this second chance? This ends now, not with a whimper, but with the silent determination of a man who's finally had enough. No more words, no more analysis, no more weakness. Just action. Relentless, uncompromising action toward becoming someone you respect. The version of you that needed her is dead. The version that rises from these ashes answers to no one and nothing except his own potential. She'll become a distant memory while you become a force of nature. That's the only acceptable outcome. That's the only future worth fighting for. The rest is noise. Now get to work.